That is what you call mentality. And no, I'm not talking about just beating Brentford. Arsenal draw, Liverpool draw, Manchester City lose, Chelsea go out there when there is so much pressure on their result to close the gap on Liverpool, to extend their gap on third place. Are we now saying it's a two-horse race? Are we now saying it? They're 7 points above Manchester City. They're 4 points above Arsenal, and they're closing down the gap. Jackson, Sancho, Neto, Palmer, Caicedo, Cucurella, Lavia, the amount of players they've got right now that are firing all cylinders. And look, fair play to Enzo Maresca, because I give credit where I think credit is due, and what he's doing right now with this Chelsea side. Yes, the scoreline it's not a 3-0 like it was against Aston Villa, for instance, in their last home game, but it's 5 wins on the bounce. Chelsea fans must be ecstatic right now. They must be on cloud 9. I never thought when Enzo Maresca got the Chelsea job, they would be this good. And he's essentially proving everyone wrong. He needs to come out and say they're in a title race now, because I strongly believe they are. And you know, when it gets down to January, you know Todd Bowley's going to go out and give them the tools to do the job. He's probably going to bring a couple of players in. They're balling out. They're absolutely balling out. 5 wins in the bounce in the Premier League. No other team in the last 5 games has done that. They're in the best form. Their players are performing. They understand their roles in the team. And Enzo Maresca, the way that he's rotating things, gives Neto a little run around midweek against Estanya because he's suspended. Madueke comes back with a goal or an assist, after being heavily criticised by him. Fair play. Fair play. Make sure you go down and drop a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Big up to everyone. We just hit 33K and we are steamrolling our way towards 40. And your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Chelsea 2, Brentford 1. Now, I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched all of the game. I've only kind of watched the extended highlights because Tottenham were on. So if I do miss anything out that you think was important, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and reply to every single person. They started with Sanchez, Gusto, Tosin Adarabioyo, Colwill, Cucurella. Now, Cucurella, a bit of a mad performance. Scoring, red cards. Like, Cucurella, though, he's exciting to watch, I'm not going to lie. He's exciting to watch. He's been really good this season, to be fair. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. What's that? Another goal from Enzo. Sorry, another goal contribution from Enzo Fernandez because he got the assist. That's now, 5 goal contributions in his last 6 games? Something like that. Madueke comes back in the team because obviously Neto, I believe, was suspended, hence why he wasn't on the bench. Jackson back in with the goals. Cole Palmer, a little bit of not a quiet game, but what I've seen, it was a little bit of not a quiet game. He just things kind of didn't run for him today. But the Chelsea team is performing that well at the moment that you look at other teams, for instance, when Mohamed Salah's not really on it, Liverpool haven't won any games haven't won too many games when he's not been on it. Saka wasn't on it yesterday. And you've seen it today with Spurs. When Maddison plays well, Tottenham do. But Chelsea have got so many different profiles, so many different players. You look at their front three today, for instance, Jackson, Madueke and Sancho. Then they can bring on Kunku off the bench. You've got, obviously, Neto, who was suspended. You've got other players in there as well. Look, that was the lineup was pretty much as predicted. The only one that you maybe could have said should have had a game was Lavia, but I do believe he obviously picked up a knock against us, which was last weekend, and since then I don't know if I didn't play against Estanya. But Chelsea absolutely battered them. 26 shots against 9, 8 shots on target against 4, 62% possession against 318 passes against 503, 62% possession against 38. Lot of fouls in this game as well. Something like 21 fouls, I think I saw earlier. And Chelsea go 1-0 up around the 43rd minute. But they had something like 15 or 16 shots in the first half. And I think Brentford only had 1. Cucurella, I'm actually a big fan of his. I was very impressed with the Euros. And he gets a goal tonight. And they kind of keep up the pressure after like a number of crosses that kind of didn't really hit Jackson or just were hit too far or defended well. Madueke cuts in, which we know he's good, goes back onto his left. The cross is really, really good. And there is Cucurella to tap it into the bottom left corner and make it 1-0 Chelsea at just before half time is the perfect way to score. And Brentford are a very, very unpredictable side away from home. At home, I think they've got the best record in the Premier League. But do you know what? Fair play to fair play to Brentford, because when you're up against a side that's performing on all cylinders, they did defend well. Their goalkeeper made a number of saves, and they kind of dug in, and they did eventually get a goal to get back into the game. But I never really thought, we would see a Chelsea collapse today. I never thought, when looking at this Brentford side, like Chelsea have got so many weapons in their arsenal, and they're in such good form. Looking at the other results in the table, it's been a perfect weekend for them. But I never thought they would lose this game or draw this game. I only thought of a Chelsea win. I thought we may see a few more goals in it, but you have to give credit to Thomas Frank. And they go 2-0 up. Enzo Fernandez again with another assist. And Jackson kind of gives them an insurance goal, a 2-goal cushion with 15, 20 minutes to play is massive. It's kind of a bit of a sucker punch to Brentford, because they were starting to get a bit more confidence in their play. They were dispossessed on the edge of the area. Fernandez sent Jackson away with a brilliant through ball, with just essentially Pinnock ahead of him in a 1v1. And he drove to the right, put it bottom left corner, and Chelsea go 2-0 up in the 80th minute. And then the next kind of 10 minutes was mad. Brian Mbeumo, who's in really, really good goal-scoring form, did get a goal back, which kind of put a lot of the fans on naturally, when you look at the magnitude of this game and the results around them, a goal against you there was, what was it, 7 or 8 minutes added on, something like that. A goal in the 90th minute with that amount of time added on is always going to ease the nerves. And then Cucurella was sent off for a second yellow. Look, it is what it is. It's a red card, but fair play to Chelsea. Fair play. You've gone out there. Chelsea have scored more goals than any other team in the Premier League. They've scored the most goals. I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think it's the most goals in Europe. And they were the better team by far. 2.17 XG today. Like I said on the match, that's 26 shots, and that's 5 wins on the bounce against the likes of getting a draw away to Man United, and a draw at home to Arsenal. They've beaten Newcastle recently. They've beaten Villa. They've beaten, unfortunately, Spurs, which the less said about that, the better. They spanked Southampton, beat Estanya in the week, beat Brentford, and they haven't lost a game now since the Liverpool game, which was the beginning of October. They are firing all cylinders. They're top in the Conference League, which you would expect them to. They've got Shamrock Rovers Thursday. But I said this after the Aston Villa game. I predicted their next 5 or 6 results and said they would beat Southampton. They would beat Brentford, which was their toughest test probably up until early January. They obviously beat Spurs. And you look at the run of games they've got coming up. They've got Everton away. Everton obviously got a good point yesterday against Arsenal. But these fixtures coming up, it's a really, really good set of fixtures. Ipswich away, Fulham at home, Palace away, Bournemouth at home, Wolves at home, Everton away. It's only until you get to the 25th of January where they play Manchester City. But at this moment in time, City are skyfalling at an ridiculous rate. They're absolutely... they're just right now the position that City are in. It would not surprise me one bit if Chelsea go to the Etihad and beat them. But look, if they can continue this winning run, I think they will beat Everton on Sunday. They'll comfortably go out there and destroy Shamrock Rovers and Morecambe. But look at the recent results. If we go since the Newcastle game where they won in the league, they beat Newcastle. They should have beaten Man United away. A draw, I think, was a fair result against Arsenal. Since then, they've gone down to the King Power and beaten Leicester. They've beaten Villa. They've beaten Spurs away. They've beaten Astana and Heidenheim in the Conference League, and they've just beaten Brentford. And these fixtures coming up, it's a comfortable set of fixtures to kind of build up even more confidence. They had to win today. They had to. Looking at the fact that Arsenal and Liverpool both dropped points, Chelsea are the ones that this weekend, they must be on absolute cloud nine. You look at teams around and have dropped points. You've gone out there with an immense amount of pressure on and deserved victory. Now, if Liverpool, for whatever reason, don't win that Merseyside derby, which I'm going to be honest, I think they will. And Liverpool showed a lot of grit, showed a lot of determination last night, playing against Fulham with predominantly 10 men for the longest time. They are in a really strong position right now. 37 goals. That's 6 more than Liverpool, 8 more than Arsenal, 9 more than City, only 1 more than Spurs, and 5 more than Brentford. But they are in a really good position. The whole team understands the assignment. And I don't know how many more times I've got to say it. This Conference League is a blessing in disguise. They go out there. Palmer will play against Everton at Goodison. Jackson will play. You'll probably see maybe Madueke or someone else come in against. It'll probably be Madueke and maybe Neto against Shamrock. But look, they're in a really strong position. That they've proved today, in my opinion, that they are in a title race. I'll be honest, I think they are. I think they I think they have shown everyone today that they mean business. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you go down and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.